All right, welcome. My name is Maddox, and this is the first video to the channel. The goal of this channel, I don't want to be cringy. What is my garage? 40SX with God's engine. It's a M52 B28. Doesn't belong in there, did not come that way, but that's how it is. It does run, and I have driven it, but there's some problems I'm working through. Do a subframe on the ground. I also have a Miata that I just picked up.
Am I gonna hit that?
Nah.
I think I am.
Yeah, you are.
X5 diesel in a Miata and the old S13 coupe. There's another trash pile feature. S13 was running. It's got some problems. Plan for this car is to mostly do some streeting, some drifting. It's kind of the goal. I had an E30 with this engine in it before, and I really liked it. It was very reliable. Daily drove it for a while, went to drift events, and it did great. That's why I'm like, I want this engine in this car. So I picked up the engine for very cheap. It's like $400 with the transmission, all accessories. Interior's really clean in this car. So it's a full interior with a little Recaro in the driver's seat. It's still OBD2. Last week it ran, I should say, and it runs good. But there's some leaks that I'm fixing. I made my own oil pan, and I'm not a very good welder. So I may not show the current oil pan because I'm a little, like I said, not great, as long as it seals. Plans for this weekend are oil pan sealed back in, and then subframe back in, and then clean. For the cleaning, just get everything picked up. Just want it to be walkable again. All right, we are back. This is the next day. It's daylight outside, but I do have the door closed. So I thought I was going to work on the X5 today, and it turns out I need a specialty socket for the axle nut. So not today. Anyways, instead we have plenty of other work to do. I have been working on the oil pan, pretty much leak tested it last night. And it looks good. So it's about ready to put in. I gotta make a dipstick for it. Also, mess, we're gonna clean this up and hopefully get the shop all tidy again. I'll give you a little spin. So S13 and large mess everywhere. So hoping to get all this fixed today, including the subframe on the ground. So let's dive into it. My biggest hurdle with this swap so far has been the oil pan. I was obsessed with the straight M52s where they're not tilted anymore. And so to do that, you can't run the OEM oil pan. And I liked the way it looked, and I'm a ricer, and so here we are. And so I decided to try and make my own oil pan. And so it's pretty simple. It's just a box that holds oil and fits within the S13 subframe. It is a lot of work if you don't know what you're doing, like me. Today, we are going to be adding a dipstick to this oil pan. Leak tested it last night, and it's all good. Holds a pretty good amount of oil, or water, I guess is what I did. But today, we've got to fix it up in the car, because the engine's still in there with the intake manifold on, and we're going to throw a dipstick in it. Pretty much just going to use the OEM dipstick and weld it on, and where the oil level lines up. So nothing too complicated, but that's what we're doing. So let's grab a few bolts and we'll bolt it in just kind of loosely, and we'll get a dipstick lined up where we want it and tack it while it's in the car. We'll pull it back out and I'll show you how that goes. All right, we made some progress. I'm an idiot and I drilled in the wrong spot originally. Boom. Very nice. Like it never happened. Well, we passed the leak test, so now drill 3 holes, and then we're ready to seal it up and put it in. But yep, gonna let it dry, then I'll throw it on my spare engine over here, right there, and mock up those last few holes, make sure everything lines up, and then it should be good to go on the real one over there. All right, it's a new day. Kind of called it an early night last night, but I got the oil pan, all the holes drilled, and the dipstick is added, and I went ahead and let the paint dry overnight. So that is what it's looking like, and it's ready to go in. We'll throw some RTV on it, and we will get it in the car. I'm pretty tired of working in a shop that looks like this, so I'm gonna spend the next hour I have up here at the shop cleaning, and I'll probably time lapse it. All right, we're cracking through it. My camera died, so lost a little bit of footage, but it's what it is. Got a lot of that area over there cleaned up. Doesn't look the greatest, but still have to do some sweeping. And then over here, still a lot to work with. It's really just some chairs and some small things in the middle, but over there we have the trash pile, and that is the big eyesore. But I don't have a truck currently, so I'm debating on whether I should throw it on the X5 and say fuck it, or just wait around until we get a truck out here. So. All right, we keep running out of storage, but we're back. Another update. All that over there is clean. Ground's still dirty, of course. Need to pressure wash it. This over here is all clean as well, except the trash. I'm just gonna wait until we have a truck out here to take that out. So that's the update. I think I'm gonna call it for today. Subframe's not going in. I'm just gonna let the old oil pan cure, and I'll come back this week and tighten it all down completely and throw the subframe in. Boom. All right, we're back. Got the subframe back in, as you can see, and we fixed my problem. So previous problem was this clutch fork pivot thing. It was worn down completely. It's rubber, it's trash, and apparently it can cause the clutch not to actuate either evenly or all the way, and we were having a lot of issues. So I pulled the engine, the trans, replaced that, put it back in, and it worked. It was kind of a gamble. Like, I did everything not knowing if it was gonna work or not, and it was like, I might have to do something else. But it worked. Ta-da! We actually drove the car and it shifted and it did okay. We only just drove it around the shop. There's a lot of things I need to fix on it before I really drive on the street or to a track. It's a bunch of small things, but nonetheless needs to get done. So I will work on that in the next video. Goodbye.